HBO, the plot against America, they would see many, many truths in there of what was on that fictional story of what is happening today
HBO.
in America.
Yeah, as HBO, exactly. And also, remember John D. Soso, he talked about he's going to talk about a new book about liberalism and how liberalism is manifesto in his country. He's talking about in America, liberalism manifesto in America. He's John G. Soso. He's going to have another new book out this coming fall, talking about the manifesto terrorism. Was a socialism. The infestation of America. So socialism.
Listen, the virus is the weapon that they are using. First, they tried to impeach President Trump every which way they possibly could, and they failed. They are angry. They want Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton back in there because Bill Clinton sold us out to communist China in 1993. And he
Al Gore.
In fact, it was President Clinton in 2000 pushed Congress to approve the U.S.-China trade agreement and China's accession to the World Trade Organization, saying that more trade with China would advance America's economic interests. Well, guess what's happening? That is not true. That is a lie, because getting involved with a communist nation that we send our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, whoever, to war to fight against communism during the World War II and the Nazi Germany army under Adolf Hitler, who was a drug addict, and narcissistic and obsessed with death and torture and racism, and Margaret Sanger and all the rest of them. These are the people they admire. And so why would Americans have not awakened to the fact that globalism was violating the sovereignty and the U.S. Constitution when he called, in my opinion, was espionage, but he called it outsourcing and globalism to go around the violation of sovereignty and the Constitution that is mandated in the U.S. Constitution. And then we have Obama and the Democrats who opened up the borders, and they let everybody and anybody just flood into America, into Canada, into Europe, and we have Chinese spies, we have Pakistani spies, they're working in our government, they're working at Harvard, they're working all over the place. And so when you have all these unidentified illegal people in our country who are working against us, not all, but there's too many, and we did not vet them and as required by the Constitution, and Obama tied the hands of Border Patrol, tied the hands of law enforcement, tied the hands of the military. So if you insult one of them, you are in big trouble if they accuse you of insulting them as an American citizen on your homeland. If you're a military person, you're the one who goes to jail. You're the one who the police arrest. Now they're arresting you for not wearing a mask. That is, well, there are governors and investors who made tons of money, profited from those masks. And guess what? Dr. Fauci now says, oh, you don't need to wear a mask. It's just for optics. Only the medical professionals need to wear a mask. It doesn't stop a virus. So I stated from the beginning, it's unhealthy because you're sneezing, and if you have mucus and you're coughing, all those germs are being collected in the mask, and they're being reinforced back into your nose, your mouth, your pores, sides of your eyes, whatever. How is that healthy? It is not. It is unhealthy. And like Dr. Fauci said, it's just for optics. So they already made all their money. In reality, no one apparently needs to wear a mask, and yet they have fear-mongered so much that people are walking around with masks. They're going to work in masks. This is communism. It is not Americanism.
Right, and I want to mention too, correction here, Dr. Foskey and Dr. Burks, they are, one is called Dr. Benny Boom Box, okay? Remember, Benny Boom Box is Dr. Fauci, and then you have Scarf Queen as Dr. Burke, okay? Scarf Queen. I want to make clear of that. So I want to make just to clear that up for people who are just tuning in. I want to make that very clear. Dr. Foskey is Dr. Benny Boom Box, okay? And you know his lawyer? You know what his lawyer name is? Do you know he has an attorney? What's his lawyer name? Do you know his lawyer's name, by the way? His lawyer's name is Vinny Pumpanese. He got a rape charge reduced down to tailgating.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. China, I wrote an article that was published on Town Hall in 2008. China on the move. And it was up on social media for a long time. And I said that we should keep our eye on China because China's building up their military, China's building up their economy, and China is seeking to take control of America, conquer America, and we should keep our eye on China because they are stealing our U.S. technology over at Lockheed. They've been stealing our designer logos and patents and so forth, creating copycats and selling them for years without any penalties. What's his name? Bill Clinton.
Bubba.
Tried to give away the Long Beach Naval Base and the naval port to communist China, but instead Anthony Hilder protested with a lot of Americans and who had Senate hearings, and he ended up leasing it to them tariff-free over the past 25 plus years. And so we had no advantage of opening that entire Long Beach Naval Port and our naval base and allowing a communist nation free access, tariff-free for more than 25 years to utilize it for their Costco business, which is 100% owned business, COSCO.
Mm-hmm.
And they, at one point, were caught smuggling in weapons.
Yeah.
And then they threatened to blow Los Angeles off the face of the map in 1993. Mm-hmm. So they are building up submarines and military technology that is secret, and we don't even know, how powerful it actually is. But when you give our communications away to communist China, you have to ask, is Huawei spying on the USA? And Huawei has stated that its products pose no greater cybersecurity risk than those of any other vendor, and that there has no evidence of the U.S. espionage claims. The company had also partnered with British officials to establish a laboratory to audit its products, while Huawei is a communications system. And, they're accusing Russia of spying on Americans. Huawei was allowed to be installed under, I believe it was the Obama administration, in the USA, and they secretly installed it over in Iran, who also is an enemy of the USA, installed in China, and probably his favorite countries such as North Korea and so forth, all communist nations.
You mentioned one. So, you mentioned two. You missed three names.
We have allowed a communist nation to interfere with our United States airwaves, paid by the American taxpayers and owned by the American taxpayers. I have been asking for years and writing to the FCA with no answers, no response at all, period. What constitutional authority have they applied that allowed them to sell our United States Airways, owned by the taxpayers, funded by the taxpayers, to cable corporations, to private communication companies,
Right.
and to communist China.
I want to you're missing three big names though that you should have mentioned during that big espionage when we sold our technology to China as well as North Korea. Anthony Weiner, Eric Holder, and also Justin Elders, the Attorney General, Justin Elders, but Janet Reno too as well. There's four names. There's four names. Now we're going to repeat that again. Anthony Weiner, Eric Holder, Janet Reno, and Justin Elders. Those are four big names that's been going on with these crimes against America.
Yes, these are crimes against America. These are crimes against Americans. This is why they want President Trump gone. This is why they want to usher in the New World Order, lock us down, keep us isolated, don't let us protest, don't let us exercise our constitutional rights to work and to provide for the necessities of our livelihood and for our families. They don't want us to have privacy in our own homes. They don't want us to, they want to violate the Constitution, because the Constitution does not allow for search and seizure and knockdowns of your door at gunpoint and search your house and destroy it and take you away. That does not allow for it. We have what is called due process of law, and the Fourth Amendment prohibits it. But they are doing whatever they want to do and ignoring the Constitution, rewriting it, and interpreting it their own way, and that is the wrong way, and it is a violation of their sworn oath. And a sworn oath must be upheld to uphold, defend, and protect the Constitution of the United States, because it must be taken in honesty. And when they're lying through their teeth about their promises, which is a breach of contract to the American people, and they're lying through their teeth when they swear that oath and have an allegiance to money and their money god, which is the NWO, and that UN, which are one and the same.
New World Order. New World Order.
The thing is that when they are violating that search and seizure law and saying they can just, like Gates wants them to do, and Dr. Fauci, just test on your property, knock on your door and knock down your door, and forcibly vaccinate you with a weapon, because I call the needle with chemicals that with no disclosures, no consent form, which are required by law for the medical profession, and someone who isn't even a medical person to come in with a needle and start vaccinating forcibly your entire family is a violation of the United States Constitution. And I have to ask, where's the Department of Justice? Is there one? Is there even one anymore?
No.
Where is the FBI? Is there a real FBI anymore investigating and upholding the Constitution? What about the sheriffs, the top sheriffs and police chiefs? Are they upholding the Constitution? Or are they paying attention to a doctor who is not an official authority and has no authority over any American, to a computer geek who made a lot of money and is obsessed with vaccinating people, every person in the world, and microchipping them and forcing and enslaving them with a digital vaccine microchip bracelet, which they are already wearing in China. I'm telling you, this appears to be communist Chinese agenda, because our major communication companies are selling out to China, communist China, and that should be against the law. They should have to return all the money and sell to Americans.
Yeah, we got police captains who are doing their job. We got
Can you
police.
go to China? Can you go to China and buy up their communications? Can you go to China and run for office? Can you go to the Middle East and do that? Can you go to any other country and say, here I am, I came here illegally, I don't need to tell you who I am, I don't need to tell you my background, I don't need to tell you if I'm linked to any terrorist groups, I don't need to tell you anything. I'm here, I want to run for office, and I'm going to swear on the Bible, even though you don't believe in God or my God, but I'm swearing on the Bible, and I'm going to run for president of the United States or for part of your government authorities here. Where in the world can you do that except now in America?
Right, and you talked about what there there's the police chiefs, there's they're the people who are the directors of the like police captains. They're not doing their job, but the police captains are doing their job, but not the directors, not the president of the police force. They're not doing the job, but the captains are, and so is the lieutenants. Those are the best ones right now. Those are the best. Those are the best people we have in law enforcement. Why? Because they actually do enforce the Constitution. They do care. They really do. But not. But like I said, not the police chiefs, not the captains, not the.
Well, my point is, whose authority are they applying to violate their sworn oath to the Constitution of the United States?
Nancy Do Nothing Pelosi and
they're
Chuck Schumer. You
responsible
can thank you.
law-abiding Americans.
You can thank Chuck Schumer, crazy boy Chuck Schumer, and Nancy Do Nothing Pelosi, and you can thank also um, what's her name?
Do you know that laws? Do you know that laws must
Omar Sharif,
also include
camel jockey.
common sense, fairness, justice, equality, mercy, and they can't just make a law. It has to be in accordance with the U.S. Constitution. It has to be in accordance with the government, we the people. It has to be in accordance with the will of the majority of the people. They have ignored it all, and they are dictating. They are becoming totalitarian, authoritative, and they're creating tyranny. They are causing millions of Americans to become depressed and lose their homes, their families, their jobs, be arrested for trying to make a living to feed their kids and keep a roof over their heads. This is not the American way. This reflects a communist agenda, a New World Order agenda, a very sad, pathetic time in the USA when we are listening to doctors and to computer geeks and to billionaires who are making more money off of this virus and becoming wealthier while making the middle class poor and homeless and destroying the middle class.
No, they're destroying this country that they're doing. They're destroying the businesses. They're destroying
you destroy the middle class, you're creating rich and poor, and you're enslaving the people.
Yeah, you're playing back in slaves again. That's what you're doing. You're slavery back here again in America. Here we are again. The slavery. Yep, that's exactly what we're doing. We're playing back in slavery again. That's what we're doing. We're doing.
Yeah. The blacks don't have to worry about being discriminated against now. They're after every person on the race, of the human race. Yeah. They're there to depopulate the planet because they want to save lives. That's what abortion's all about. Yeah. We have depopulated over 70 million babies who would be natural-born Americans who would be here with us today fighting back for our freedom, liberty, and rights and sovereignty and the rule of law operated by the Republic. And these people who are in office have decided they're going to tell us what to do. They are the government. They have totally overstepped and overreached their authority. And now we're listening to doctors and computer geeks who are billionaires telling us, and governors telling us, you cannot go to work. We don't care if you can't feed your kids. We don't care if you didn't get your government check and to feed your kids. You can't leave your home. And, I mean, seriously, how's that not communism?
Right, and also because of Memorial Day weekend coming up, they canceled all on the West Coast. They canceled all Memorial Day services due to
What the
coronavirus.
American people need to do, Mark, is we need to get legal defense funds going in every state.
Yeah.
Every state. I hope that people are listening to this. I've been posting it, and I'm telling you, this is the answer.
Mm-hmm.
You need to set up GoFundMe or crowdfunding or whatever, or go to lawyers and set up a trust and set up legal defense funds in every state to protect the American people and the U.S. Constitution, and to start seeking out their legal advice on filing lawsuits, class action lawsuits against the governors who are ignoring their constitutional duties and who are creating pain and suffering, which is not their job to do in America, for families, for their tax. The American people are paying their wages, and they should stop paying their wages, in fact. And also, they should seek out these lawyers to file class action lawsuits against these governors and name them, and also personally, and the state, and seek out their advice and start taking action, because they're not going to pay attention to anything else. They don't care.
That's right.
They don't care. They have their eye on the God money, the money God, the money God.
That's exactly right.